What is up, everybody? So, yesterday was a day. I'm going to walk you through everything that happened. So, yesterday, I got an operation done. I can't clear my throat because it hurts my lower abdomen area. So, if you hear me making noises, I'm trying to clear my throat. But if I do it too hard, it hurts. So, and you'll know why it hurts in a bit. So, I'm not going to say exactly what was done, the technical name, or why I got it done. If you really want to know, hit me up. To all my friends, all the people that are older. If any of my students see this, obviously they're gonna be like, What happened? What's wrong?" I'm good. I'm gonna go through the exact process of everything that happened. So 3 years ago, I had an issue. I needed it fixed. The issue does not get worse per se because it was already pretty bad, but it was livable. So I lived through it for the last 3 years, and I got to the point where I just like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. This is terrible. So I basically did some stuff. I had to get little things done. And when I got them done, I was able to do this. And I was originally supposed to start it in March. I was going to get it done right at the end of the school year, but then COVID happened, so everything got shut down. And then recently, I decided to pick it back up once the hospital has been open for a few months. Everything was kind of back to being operational at least. So then we went. I went and got the other things done. Got my operation scheduled, and so we go yesterday. So my girlfriend drives me because I can't drive afterwards. Obviously, right? You get an operation done. Going in, I knew I was not going to be put to sleep, so I was going to be sedated. I was going to be on some medication where I was kind of like loopy, but I was going to be awake. I didn't know how to handle that, so I was just like, we'll see what it's like. I'm looking a little tired today. Sorry, guys. I'm like trying to keep my eyes open. Really tired. Uh, so we get there at 10 o'clock, like they said. We don't get a room until I forgot what time, 11:30. And then we're there. We're just waiting. We ended up waiting for almost an hour. We waited for a long time uh, to actually go in. But before, they have to set up. So they're putting all these things at me, monitoring me. They set up an IV, and the girl's like, "Is there a lucky spot?" I'm like, "What do you mean, like a lucky spot to get the IV?" I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "My hand, I guess." That's what most people do. And again, as you see my previous videos, or passing out and stuff like that, it kind of happens. And she messed up the one on my hand, of course. And then she got someone else. She's like, I gotta get someone else. So someone else comes in and does it, and then I feel like passing out at that point. I hadn't eaten, and I took a little vitamin about like midnight, so it's already been 12 hours of food without food. I've been up since 10. No, I've been up since 9. So I've been up for 3 hours without eating. So I'm starving, and then they did that. That I felt weak, and then I felt like I was gonna pass out. And then my girlfriend could see the like right on the other, right next to my head over here is the numbers of my heart rate and everything. And it was going, I don't know, down, I guess. Not good. So she came, she started like rubbing my feet, trying to like keep me up and relax me. She did a good job, but I was still like, I'm done, bro. Then the other lady came in. She got the IV on my right arm, and she did it just fine. And we just sat there and we waited. It took a while. It took about 20, 30 minutes to feel back to normal. And I felt good. Like, okay, I don't feel like passing out anymore. And what happened next? We just waited till about 2 o'clock, literally about 2, and they finally got me. And then we separated, said bye. And then they pushed me on the car. They pushed me in. This girl, Donna, she pushed me in. Yeah, Donna. They sat me down. I was laying down flat, and then I had to scoot over. So I scooted over onto the metal thing. I remember walking in, like, just remember everything that happened so you can talk about it. It's like a metal room. Like, I felt basically like I got abducted by aliens, and they were going to operate on me. So I go on to the one next to me. I kind of hop off. I shoulder myself off. And then the guy, I think Phil, was one of the nurses. He asked me what music I like and whatnot, or Anthony. It was Phil or Anthony? I think it was Anthony who asked that. And I said, oh, classical rock. I don't remember if it was Phil or Anthony. But I said classical rock. So like, oh, we were listening all day. That's cool. So they put classical rock on at the radio station. So I was listening to that. I was like, all right, cool. Then the IV was set. So they put the the medicine through the IV to sedate me. But when they first did this, shit hurt. That's literally what I said. It went in. I was like, ah. I was like, that shit hurt. Or I said, shit, that hurts. And I felt bad because I don't like cursing. So I told her I would apologize. I was like, I don't like cursing too, in that context. Because I was almost like cursing at her. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, honey. And it hurt, man. I was like, oh, like it hit my vein hard. And then she's doing it. I tell her, I'm like, I think some spilled. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I could feel it dripping on my arm. So in my head, I'm like, dang, they did the IV wrong and it's shooting out. I'm about to like pass out. Then they go check and she's like, oh no, that's just the feeling of the fluids going through your veins. I'm like, all right, cool. That's not creepy at all. So I literally felt like water was dripping on my arm, but it was just going through. So I'm like, okay. And then that was the initial stuff. And then Phil put the sedation. So the initial stuff was the antibiotics, I think, or something. I forgot. And then Phil put the medicine in, sedation. He told me, all right, cool. And I'm sitting there. Then they put like a tarp over me. It felt like a tarp. It was all over my face, and there's basically one spot open, which is what you're looking at, which was my neck, right? So they were gonna go in through my neck, and they go through the veins using the catheters to put in these coils to help the blood flow through my body, which is what the operation was. They numbed it with a shot. The shot didn't hurt. If you're afraid of needles, of shots, then it might hurt, but it was literally like 2 seconds. It wasn't that bad. So, okay. And they're like, if you got, they're talking about my tattoo a lot. They're like, you got a tattoo, so you'll be fine. Like, this will be like 1 second. And it really was. It was easy. And they just numbed that area. They cleaned it. They numbed it. And then they were just using a catheter going inside. And I was sedated, so I felt like I was cognizant. And I'm going to skip just a little bit. And when it ended, I was like, okay, it's been an hour and a half. I found out it was been like almost 3 hours. I was like, what? So I missed about 2 hours of time in there. And that's something they did tell me. Like, you're going to be awake, but you're going to have missing time. You're going to be able to answer questions. So sometimes during it, he's like, okay, I need you to breathe in. And then I would go, he's like, breathe out. He's like, then stand still. Don't move. Don't breathe. Don't do anything. So I breathe all the air out of my body. And then I just stand there taking pictures on this imaging. You can see how everything's going. Okay, I mean, do that like 5 times, I remember, throughout the whole procedure. But it was rough, man. It hurt. Like, I could feel it going inside. I could feel it in my chest. I could feel it go down to my lower abs area. It was very painful. At a point where at one point the doctor is like, all right, he needs more pain medication, because I think they could see I was like flipping out. I wasn't making noises, but I was definitely clenching. I think he could probably see the inside. So he gave me some more medication, and I didn't feel it as much. But I could feel it moving around. Like I said, I was in and out. It was draining, man. And then at one point I heard the doctor say, we're in trouble. I'm like, what? What do you mean we're in trouble? What the hell? And then I'm like, oh, it's over. I'm done. Like, I'm going to be gone. I wish everyone a good I've bid myself farewell. See you guys. I'm out of here. And they were having trouble with the lower right, putting a coil, and they just weren't, it wasn't sticking to something, I guess is what they said. But beforehand, he did tell me that the left side of my body is going to be easy to put the coils in, but the right side was going to be very difficult because the anatomy is different for everyone on the right side, whereas the left side, it's pretty much the same. But that's what he told me ahead of time. So he said, we won't know until we're there. So it could be 1 hour, it could be 2 hours. And it was about a little bit over about 2 hours. By the time I got back, it felt like it was 3 hours almost, because when I first got there, it took like 10, 15 minutes to actually set everything up. And then by the time they started, the actual surgery might have been 20, 25 minutes, because they had to numb everything, give me the medication, and let it sink in. And then by the time they actually started, and then by the time they ended, they had to take everything out. They had to, clean me up, pull me over, check stuff. And then by the time they put me in the other bay, it was about 2 hours. But it was long. It seemed longer. So back to the he's like, we're in trouble. I'm like, we're in trouble. But it seemed like they knew what they're doing. They were just having some trouble. They kept going in and out. The best way I can describe is, a plunger. When you push the plunger in, when you pull it out, how it sucks, that suction. That's how it felt on my chest. Like when you're pulling the catheter back out, I could feel it like yanking on me. I was like, ah. And you're sedated, so you can't really make a sound. And it sounds really scary, but I really didn't have any fear. So the drugs worked. I wasn't afraid of anything. I felt almost more scared than I was supposed to be scared, and I wasn't. But yeah, it was tough. It was draining. I could feel when they put it in. It's almost like when you get gas and you know that, or cramping because of gas or whatever the reason you get those cramping, maybe girls understand it more. It was like that cramping sensation. For girls, I don't know what you're gonna multiply it by. For guys, you just get kind of cramps when just something hurts. Times that by two and minimize it. So like it was if say this is my stomach, you know, you get a cramp like overall in one whole area. The cramping was very specific to one spot, so it was centralized. It was like a very intense cramp, and then it would go away. So I felt like it was I could feel the coil attached to something or whatever, and then it would go away. I was like, all right, cool. The right side, my right, this looks like my left, but this is my right side, hurt a lot more than the left. And then when we finished, they didn't say we're done. They just started taking stuff off, and then the doctor just left. He's kind of a jerk, actually. He seemed like a nice guy, but he had no bedside manner. He didn't say we're going to start. He didn't ask me if I was doing good throughout. He didn't do anything. He didn't even see me afterwards. Nothing. And I was like, all right, well, he did a good job from what it feels. So then Phil and them, they were helping me apart, helping me take everything off. You know, wipe my shoulder off. Put the Band-Aid on my neck. Then they pulled me to the bay. Then my girlfriend came, and she told me her side of the story. How she was, she was calling people because it had been 2 hours at 4 o'clock. By the time I was in the bay, it was 4:40. From the time I left her, it was 2 o'clock. So it was 2 hours and 40 minutes, maybe 2 hours and 50 minutes before they actually got her. So it was almost 3 hours that went by. So she was freaking out, and because she was supposed to be keeping contact with my parents and my sister, so she was freaking out a little bit, but it happens. I mean, she was just worried. She did take care of me. I was in a lot of pain. And then they had me hooked up for an hour. And I was like, I gotta pee, bro. Like, it's been a while since I went pee. And then I'm like, can I go pee? And she's like, oh, you have to pee in a canister. So they gave me this, like, hand jug. I'm like, bro, are you serious? So then my girlfriend was in there. I said, turn around. You can't see this. This is shameful. No, but she held me up a little bit. And then she turned around. And then I had to pee in this little canister. I couldn't do it right away. I had like a mental block, but I was able to pee. I was like, okay, I felt fine. And we just waited there, and then I felt a little, they're like, all right, an hour passed. So like, we're gonna get you out of here. We're gonna put you in a wheelchair. I'm like, all right, cool. And I'm like, I don't need a wheelchair, but I'll take it just to, I don't know the word, the phrase I'm looking for. I'll not play. I engage. I'll go along with whatever you're saying just because I don't want to hurt your feelings. I don't want you guys to be like, oh, we got him a wheelchair. I just kind of go along with it. I walked to that wheelchair and sat down. I was so out of it. I was like spinning. I was like, oh. I sat down. I was like, okay, I need this wheelchair. Because before I left, she asked me, how are you feeling? I'm like, good. And then she's like, would you tell me you're feeling bad? Would you tell me if you were feeling bad? I said, probably not. And she started laughing, but I did feel good. And then I stood up and I was like, I'll take the wheelchair. I'll just do it, whatever. I'll go along with what they're saying. But then I was like, yeah, I need the wheelchair. And then we left. We got food. I felt a little pain last night. Dear Lord, when I woke up this morning, we went to sleep like at 10:30. Woke up like at 9. So I got like 11 straight hours of sleep. I woke up to use the bathroom in my lower ab area to the right where I could feel the most painful. It hurts so bad. My chest, like all my insides hurt. My neck hurts, obviously. My neck is super sore. I am just exhausted. They told me that I couldn't shower yesterday. That I have to shower today if I want to shower. Excuse me. I don't feel like showering. I am beat up, sore, tired, very lazy. Sorry, I was trying to smooth. I was just trying to swallow my spit. That was tough. Um, yeah. So then I went to go use the bathroom. I went to pee, and then I just felt nasty. I felt like puking. So then I finished peeing. I didn't even wash my hands. I walked back to the room, and then the whole room got spinny. I got like and I like collapsed onto the bed. And I was telling my girlfriend, like, I'm gonna pass out. I need help. She, are you okay? And she's sleeping. So she's like, what? I'm like, nothing. So I get up, I walk around, jump into the bed. I was like, I feel like I'm gonna pass out, and I feel like I'm gonna puke. I felt nauseous, and I felt like I was gonna pass out. So then I fell asleep. I laid down for a little bit longer, and then the second time I went to the bathroom, I sat down. I was like, I gotta sit down, and it was a little easier. But the veins and everything that got fixed are those veins that guys use when they use the bathroom. and it's the same veins we use when you use number one, number two. It doesn't matter. So using the bathroom has been tough, but doable. I'm on some medication. I'm just ibuprofen right now, but I do have an intense painkiller that I can use if I need it. I don't think I will use it today. I don't think I'm going to use it tomorrow. Tomorrow's football. The painkiller is going to knock me out. So I'm like, no, bro, I'm good. I'm not missing football on Sunday. But I feel I'm in a lot of pain. For sure, a lot of pain. A lot more than I expected. But the good thing is it's only going to go up from here. I'm only going to get better. A lot of people were reaching out. I want to say thanks to everyone that wished me luck. Thanks to everyone who saw the pictures on Snapchat and Facebook and Instagram. They all reached out and said nice words and wished me luck. Or just all the kudos. To everyone, I appreciate it. I appreciate my girlfriend a lot. She helped me a ton. She's not feeling good. She's had a headache all week, but she helped me out a lot. My parents, obviously, everyone who been reaching out. Appreciate you all. If you want to know exactly what it is, I'll probably say it on my personal social media. I'm not gonna say it on here, but yeah. Appreciate you guys. I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. It's a little, it's personal, but I really don't care. But I don't want kids hearing this stuff because it's really none of their business. But people my age, it's all good. So I appreciate you guys. Reach out, comment if you ever had any crazy surgery experiences or operations, procedures, surgeries, anything that was crazy. Please let me know. I'd love to hear about it because there's a lot of little things that was happening. I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And not remembering 2 hours. That's just nuts. And I was awake the whole time, but I was just kind of like in a very dazed state. So I would love to hear it. And again, I appreciate everyone that reached out. You guys are awesome. I'll talk to you later. And for the record, I'm not laying on the floor. That's a wall. Everyone always thinks that's a floor. That's the wall. It's a tapestry. All right, guys. Peace.